in case we get a nice clean edit here. This could be good. Let's go for the cloud. Let's see what we can do here.
Recording in progress.
Well, thank you for joining us on this Aurum presentation. We're here to look at the Aurum Foundation. I don't work for this company. I'm not an employee, nor do I get paid for presenting the information. I'm an educator. I'm a trainer. I suppose I'm an entrepreneur of some degree. And I'm an educator. I'm a trainer. Invited you to listen to this information. The points of view, the images, what I talk about is my own personal views, my own due diligence. Of course, I would highly recommend you do your own due diligence. I would always recommend that you consult a professional when you're getting into any kind of business, no matter what that business is. If you're getting into the taxi or transportation business, go and speak to somebody in that industry. If you're getting involved in the catering or the restaurant business, go and speak to somebody in that business and find out about licenses, about what's required, about permissions, and speak to an expert is always good advice. I generally would run something past my accountant or CPA to get his opinion, his view, and you're entitled to do the same. So with that said, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the background to this. And what's very impressive is the CEO and one of the co-founders, Mr. Brian Benson from California, did his schooling in Santa Barbara, and he left university, went straight into the banking industry, where he became one of the top traders at a bank called Morgan Stanley, very reputable bank, is my understanding. He did very, very well there. After his time with the bank, he kind of moved to what I call the other side. He moved into this wonderful world of Web3, the world of cryptocurrency, and he got involved with a very big company. Well, it wasn't so big when he started, a company called Binance. Of course, we all know that as a household name today. Very, very successful model, and Brian was instrumental in its development. Brian is quite good at tech, but he's also has trader experience, but he got into a management role, and he became the director for all of Latin America, not just one country, the whole continent. He opened the business for Binance in Mexico. He opened it up down in Brazil, a very, very big market. He did Colombia, Peru, Chile, Argentina, all those massive, massive markets, which were very, very successful for Binance. His role was to go in there and do the banking relationships, the due diligence, whatever was required in those days. And of course, we know that regulations improving and changing all the time. So it is a little bit of a moving target. But Brian has a goal here to create his own platform, his own exchange, would be the Aurum exchange. He has experience, that's important, and he has the connections, which is also very, very important. Now, for those of you who haven't heard of Brian before, you might want to do a Google on him. That's certainly what I did. B-R-Y-A-N is the spelling, Brian Benson Binance. And I was pleasantly surprised to see he was everywhere. That's his good news for us. Not some actor, not some stranger. This guy has a reputation. This guy is well known. This guy has been interviewed by many, many people, featured on Binance. You can see him here with a Binance shirt on him, the Binance t-shirt down below. There's images here when he was much younger. He's 51 years old today, and that's somewhere between, I call, wisdom and he's not the new kid on the block. It's not his first rodeo, and that experience should stand us well here over at Aurum. I was also pleasantly surprised to see that Forbes had been writing positively. Forbes, in my view, would be a reputable media company. They do all these rich lists, and they've got to do a lot of research, a lot of analysis to get these lists right. They feature a lot of the CEOs and on the Forbes magazine. I'm sure you're familiar with that. But of course, they're writing here that Aurum provides institutional grade trading. And that's a little bit different than trading going on in the Wild West. Institutional grade trading has different risk management portfolios and profiles. And we're very pleased to read this about Aurum. And then something that really resonated with me was the relationship between Aurum and this Visa card that I'm holding in my hand. To get co-branded with Visa on the same piece of plastic is no mean feat. It's incredible. Obviously, the issuing bank has done its due diligence. They would obviously have to know the memorandum of articles, the directors, the share capital, possibly last year's accounts. They would need to know who is the CEO. They would have to check licenses before they would partner up with Aurum. And that gives people like ourselves a lot of confidence to see that we're issuing this Visa card, which is fantastic. And this is no ordinary Visa card, let me tell you. This is very, very special. I'll tell you a little bit about this later. This is actually a cryptocurrency Visa card without KYC requirement. Now, we will have both versions. We will have a KYC element for those that prefer that model, but also we have this non-KYC card, and as I said, I'll feature that a little bit later. And very recently, we learned that Brian Benson was one of the main speakers at the most recent Token 2049. This is the largest cryptocurrency blockchain summit in the planet. There were over 25,000 people attended, and Brian, alongside his old friend Richard Teng, these two guys worked together in Binance. The owner at that time, the CEO, was a guy called CZ. CZ has moved on from Binance, and Richard Teng took up the reins. He took the job as CEO over there at Binance, but Brian is the CEO here at Aurum, and both of these, as it appeared, spoke at this blockchain summit. And this tells us we're dealing with a company that's not afraid to be exposed. We're dealing with a company that's putting itself out there. They even sponsored this event. Brian was one of the speakers at the event. They had a booth or a stall or a stand at the convention. Again, that's great news for all of us. They're talking now in the near future to introduce these POS terminals, point of sale terminals. These will have the ability to transact with merchants and shopkeepers and business owners, to accept both fiat payments and cryptocurrency payments as well. And then it's going to be very exciting times when they release these ATM machines. And these are what's called a two-way ATM machine. What you may be able to do here is you'll be able to produce, let's say, your Bitcoin wallet, produce a QR code, scan it at the ATM machine, and the ATM machine will distribute to you your national currency in paper money, paper notes. But also, it can do the reverse, where you can insert your physical cash, your dollars, your euro, your pounds into these machines and pull up your wallet address, and it will send convert that cash back to cryptocurrency wallet to give you USDT or what you prefer from these ATM machines. So quite a lot of things going on in the background as they develop this ecosystem. Also on the exchange, this is going to be a phenomenal product where they're going to give annual yields. And most of us are familiar with 1%, 2%, or 3% we might enjoy from a bank in the traditional fiat world. But in this exchange, once it's ready, they're going to be offering yields of up to 20% per year. And that is spectacular. Like if you're involved in real estate, it's quite usual to get about 10% a year. Or if you're involved with the gold industry, you might get 10% a year. To get double that or thereabouts, this is going to be a sensational product where you're not trading, you're not risking your money, you're using it as what's called liquidity staking. Lots of the neobanks, lots of the exchanges are offering some sort of staking program, but very often it's much, much lower, like 1%, 2%, 3%, 5%, up to 7%. To get into double digits, to get 20% on some of these coins is a spectacular product. It's going to attract a lot of business. So we're looking forward to that. What I'd like to do now is let you hear from Brian Benson himself. This is part of a longer interview. I brought it down to about 20 seconds to listen to some important message he has. He wants to create a billion-dollar business, and he wants to generate 1,000 millionaires. He has already done that over at Binance. He saw what he told me was children or kids with these fancy gaming computers. They were mining Bitcoin back in those days, putting it onto the Binance exchange, learning how to trade. He saw so many people creating wealth, becoming multimillionaires. Now, Brian wants to be the CEO here at Aurum and create 1,000 millionaires himself. So let's listen to Brian.
I think if I have to sum it up in one word, it's ecosystem. At Aurum, we're building an ecosystem, and we're really trying to focus on getting this thing to a unicorn status. And what I like to say is we want to create 1,000 millionaires. And so if we can do that, then that will be a billion-dollar business. That will be a unicorn, and we'll be very excited if we can accomplish that. And we're well on our way to that. So
there you go. He's well on his way to that. And what that means is this man is a visionary leader. No different than an Elon Musk of the world, a visionary leader. If you're looking for someone with that vision to create a billion-dollar brand, he's done it before with Binance. Can he do it again? Well, the future will roll out very soon in front of ourselves to see what's going to materialize here at Aurum. And you could be one of these pioneers in the project. There are no freebies, so that gets rid of a lot of the noise, a lot of the nonsense, it's going to cost $19.99 to get registered on the platform. It's a $20 fee for the year. And the reason for this, there's a couple of reasons. Number one, this helps the company scale. Can you imagine putting on 1 million customers? And Brian was talking about 100 million customers, but even 1 million customers times $20 gives the company a $20 million float to provide reasonable customer service to the community, to develop products, to pay server fees and web platform fees. You may not know, but as you engage on a platform, the parent company has fees for every user, whether they're engaged or not on the platform. There's a fee per user. So this helps support that. But more from a compliance point of view, it's often described that if you're incentivized to recruit someone and get paid for recruitment, that may be a no-no in some jurisdictions. So you need to check in your own area. But he was very positive about holding this $20 because we pay out nothing. When you recruit somebody, you don't get paid at all. So that's a very, very important component. I'm very pleased about that. Of course, however, if a customer decided to use a product or buy a product, then yes, that would be commissionable. But on recruitment, we pay nothing. It's just it's a rule the company have, and I think a very, very good rule. So with that said, that's the bad news out of the way. The rest of this presentation is what I would call good news, because I want to talk about some of the products. They have quite a range of products. I've only tried 3 or 4 myself. This would be my favorite. It's called the EXAI bot. This has over 2 years trading history. It's their most successful product to date. It was released to this community probably only back in September 24, but the product had been operating with high net worth individuals, with venture capitalists, with home family office clients from as early as February 2023. And the results are on the screen, guys. It's sensational. At this point in time, it does say 43 million trading in the bot, but that was on the 14th of October. I can tell you it is now superseding $50 million in this particular one product. And this is held on different platforms like Binance and OKX and KuCoin, I heard was mentioned. They have where the liquidity is available right now. And of course, I would imagine that this business will transfer to the Aurum's exchange when that goes live, probably early part of next year. The worst month I've been told, trading has been 9% for the month. The best month has been 23. The average across the term is approximately about 17.5%. It's not fixed. It's a moving target, but on average about 17.5% a month. Now, you don't get 17.5% a month. What you get is determined by the deposit you make to your account. So you set up, think of this like a bank account. It's actually called the Aurum Neo Bank. It's the new banking system. You open an account, you deposit what you will. Let's say you deposited $107 as an example. You would fall into this first category and enjoy benefits of in around about 10% a month. And guys, that's very, very good. For those of you who can manage more than let's say $249, let's say you did $706, just as an example, you would fall into the second category. You would get benefits of in around 11%. For those of you who can do more than that, let's say you did $1,109, you're going to fall into the third category and get 12%, etc., etc. You can see where that's going. One thing to note is there are no packages like a $100 package or a $300 package. They don't do packages. There is no cap. There's no like 2x, 3x. It's just a trading bot. It's up to you to decide when you want to stop trading or whether you'd like to continue. On this, your profits can be withdrawn every single day at your discretion. And the withdrawal fees are very low, actually 1% plus $1. And I found in some platforms that they're charging up to 10% in some platforms. 1% plus $1, I think that's exceptional. Two other things I'd like to mention on this. Number one, I was asking Mr. Benson, I said, how are you guys going to make money if you're paying out these kind of rewards? And his answer was, well, the answer's right in front of you. It's on the screen. He said, if we're enjoying profits of 17.5% and let's say your customer's getting 10%, they get the spread. They get the difference. They're making 7% on those accounts. For those that are getting 11%, they're making 6%. For those that enjoy 12%, they're making 5%. For those that are getting 13%, they're making 4%. So in every instance, the company's always making money. And that's what we need. We need not just the customers to benefit, but we need a healthy and profitable company at the same time. Brian Benson's question to me was, where did I feel that the majority of customers would be in terms of their deposits? Did I feel that they were going to be between $100 and let's say $4,999? Did I feel that's where the bulk of customers would be, or did I feel that maybe most customers would have more than $5,000 on the platform? So after not long, I said, I would imagine the bulk of your customers will be in the bottom half between 100 and 499. And he agreed. He felt that's probably where most customers would commence their journey here. And therefore, he said, that's where we make the most money. In fact, their larger customers are less profitable to them, but less customer management. They're probably bigger type of account holders, etc. So that's our first product. I can show you a customer example. Now, this is not data provided by the company. This is data I've come across here. This is a customer account that was funded on the 17th of April. If you look on the bottom left of your screen, we're looking at the 17th of April. There was a $500 deposit, but it does say 882. And the reason for that is this account has enjoyed $382 of profit. Now, if we want to find out how long did that take to achieve, if we look at the bottom right-hand side of the screen, you can now see that this screen grab from this account was taken on the 17th of September. So therefore, we're looking at 5 months exactly. And to achieve $382 on a $500 account over 5 months, that's nothing short of sensational. Because to do the math here, you take the profit, that $382, you divide it by the deposit of $500, and when you multiply that out, you're going to find that was 76.4%. Now that beats real estate, that beats gold. It certainly beats the bank to enjoy 76%. Imagine you bought a piece of property, a piece of real estate in your country or in your neighborhood, let's say for $100,000. And let's say you did that on the 17th of April. And by the 17th of September, 5 months later, you were able to sell that property for $176,400. Would you consider that good business to make $76,000 in those 5 months? That's an analogy based on a very small amount, $500, the bottom end of our program here. I think that's a great product. For those of you that know customers maybe would like to enjoy greater benefits, here is another account. Now, this account was funded on the 10th of April. That last account was the 17th. A week earlier, this account was funded with $10,000. And if we look on the bottom right, we're looking at the 16th of May. We're talking about a 5-week period. The account enjoyed 23%, 23.6%. So the $10,000 is sitting at $12,360. So we started to take a summary of this particular account, and you can see the same thing again. Account ending in numbers 1972, funded on the 10th of April, we're sitting at $12,000 after 5 weeks. After 10 weeks, that same account ending in 1972 was showing profits of $5,500, working out at about $550 a week profit. So the 10,000 now looking at $15,500. By the time 12 weeks came past, we're looking at the 10th of July this year. This account had made another $1,900 and is sitting now at $17,000. That's 74% in just 3 short months. And believe it or not, a month later, a month later, week 16, the account from the 10th of April to the 10th of August had doubled. It had done 20,392. Sensational. Now, we were able just 2 days ago to get another look at this account because that's going back to the 10th of August. And we learned that this account now is sitting on the 26th of October at $31,000. There it is. 10th of April, account ending in 1972, sitting at $31,000. Exceptional. And just above it, guys, you can see that that $500 account has now doubled as well. It's not 882 like we saw on the slide previously. It's now up at $1,000. So incredible results from what I call a great product. Now, that's just one of the products. They do have 5, 6, or 7 different products. That's one product. There are another couple of products quite like that, but these are available on Telegram. Telegram, for many of you, not everybody uses Telegram. Telegram's a decentralized communication platform, a little bit like WhatsApp. Over there, you can also find some of the products. And to find those products, we've one called the EXI Pro bot, which is a sister of the product we've just looked at. And then we have another bot called the Zeus bot, which is very interesting. Now, to find these products, you go to Telegram, and instead of searching for someone's name, you search for the neobank, the Aurum neobank. And when you find it over there, you just open up the application, you log in with the same credentials you have for your main account, and in there you can start finding some of their other products. Now, one of those great products is the card, and again, I'm going to talk about this in a moment, but this is where you order your Visa card. And but also they have some trading bots over here. I think they have 6 in total. The one I'm looking at on the screen right now is the BTC, the Bitcoin versus dollar bot. It's a specific bot that only trades Bitcoin against the dollar. And this account was funded on the 31st of May with 0.7 Bitcoin, 0.7, quite a hefty deposit. At this point, when we're looking at the screen here, it's now sitting up at 0.81. So it actually had traded from 0.7 to 0.72, 79, 8, 8.1, and that's what we have on the screen. But it didn't stop there. It continued its journey and it made profits up to 0.82. It went on to 0.84, 88, it went up to 0.91, 93. And many people on this call have followed this account. It went up to 0.96 recently, then 0.99, and just a couple of days ago, it reached 1 full Bitcoin. Imagine taking 0.7 of a Bitcoin and effectively growing that Bitcoin to 1 full Bitcoin. The profit element is 0.3 Bitcoin. Okay, so they did not make a Bitcoin. They had 0.7 deposited. It's now 1 Bitcoin, so they've made 1/3. They've made 0.3. Let's find out what that's worth. Please tell me, how much is 0.3 Bitcoin in US dollars?
0.3 bitcoins is 33,816 US dollars and 19 cents.
There you go. This account has earned the customer $33,000 since May. Actually, the end of May, the 31st of May was their first deposit. So they had June, July, August, September. There's 4 months. October's not over yet at the time of this recording. Let's call it 5 months, $33,000. Without a customer, without marketing, without attending a Zoom. This is your money working for you versus you working for your money. Now, of course, you can start this with as little as $100 worth of Bitcoin. And of course, for any of you that have Pepe or BNB sitting on an exchange, it's maybe sitting there idle, just going up and down with the market, but it's not growing. Here, the trading bots can help you grow. The good news is you don't have to trade yourself. You don't have to do anything. Most of it's automatic except the compounding component, but you can learn that with a couple of clicks. It's a really, really, really good product. Here's another customer started with the Bitcoin, and God knows where that one is now. But this customer, I do know myself. This customer put in 2.75 Bitcoin. And no sooner was it trading till it went up to 2.81. And today it's sitting at 2.9 Bitcoin. So this customer's intention is to grow 2.75 Bitcoin to 5 Bitcoins. So there's just shows you that some of the big guys are trading here as well. And now I want to finish with our last product. Whilst there are more, today's overview is to give you just a feeling, a little bit about the company, the due diligence we've done so far, a look at the products that we're looking at. And this is the last product I want to talk about because this card, I believe, is sensational. It requires no KYC. KYC means we don't need your passport, we don't need your utility bill, we don't need a driver's license. You order the card, and of course, it goes active instantly on your cell phone. You can connect it to Apple Pay and Google Pay. You actually don't need the plastic card. But what you can do here is you can import your cryptocurrency from any exchange into your wallet, hit top up, and the cryptocurrency jumps up onto the card, and you go spend it wherever you wish, wherever Visa and MasterCard's accepted. It works at the ATM machines if you've got the physical card. It's incredible. The loading fees are very low, 2.2%, but you'll learn later that that's reserved for the community. That doesn't go to Visa. It does go to Aurum, but Aurum disperse that to the community in their affiliate program. So that's good news as well, guys. So no KYC. You can put up to $100,000 a month onto this card, and this is like selling like hotcakes. Everybody's very keen to get their hands on this. There is, of course, an opportunity to just market this in itself, and there's a business behind this, and we cover that at some of our training Zooms. In addition to the benefits of this card, we're also going to instigate cashback. So there'll be a merchant program where certain customers will be incentivized to shop in these shops because they're going to get 1, 2, 3, up to 10% cashback. depending on the margin available for that merchant. Also, they're going to add fringe benefits like, I'm really making this up. Imagine you had the black card and you were at the airport. You might be able to go and use the VIP lounge, for instance. So they're going to add benefits and loyalty benefits in addition to cashback, in addition to no KYC. What a great card. Now, these benefits are coming later. They're not available today. That's why it says coming soon on the screen. But the card is up and running, working perfectly all around the world. Let's have a listen to this.
Aurum Neobank is a next-generation financial ecosystem with a fully integrated cycle. Top up your balance, earn through the trading bot, spend with your card, and restart the loop. Choose from 4 card tiers: Nova, Imperium, World Elite, and Infinity. Each unlocks access to cryptocurrency payments, low fees, and premium rewards. No verification required. Minimal fees. Physical card included. Higher transaction limits. Take control of your finances and grow your wealth with Aurum Neobank.
Boom! There we go. I even like the music to that. So we also have a MasterCard version as well as the Visa version. We work on both of those rails. The lower cards will require KYC. They have lower limits, but the Infinity card is definitely a game changer there with no KYC and the higher limits. The cards will start from $33, $66, $99. These are one-off payments. There's no monthly fees on these as well. And the benefits are also commissionable. So we'll talk more about that in our training. But suffice to say, imagine you were the proud owner of one of these and you thought it was a good idea to share it with a few customers. Well, imagine those customers bought coffee tomorrow morning and you made money. And let's say after their coffee, they nipped over to the ATM machine and withdrew some cash and you made some more money. And what about heading home and pulling into the gas station and filling the car with fuel and you made some more money? And dropping into the shop and grabbing a few items of groceries for the household and you made some more money. And getting home that evening and booking a hotel or a flight or a vacation and you making more money. How would that sound to you? That's the possibility with this product in itself. And we'll talk more about that at our training. And it's not one of these multi-level things where you get paid down 3 levels or 10 level things. No. This is unlimited levels. As long as you've an overriding rank, it's based on volume. You can pay it on 10,000 customers, 100,000 customers, if you can build your community big enough. But we cover more about that on our training. I'd like to show you the card working. This is a friend of mine from the United Kingdom. This is the second transaction ever conducted in the UK. John was sent down to the shop to grab some milk, and here he is with his card. You can see there's no name on his card. There's USDT. He funded this from his bot. So he stopped the bot trading. He sent the profit onto his card, and off he went to buy some milk. Have a look at this.
Here we go then, second official transaction.
No, purple and white. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you, Mina.
There you go, spending cryptocurrency in a predominantly fiat world. And that's one of the challenges with crypto. The two challenges. Number one, how do I turn my currency into cryptocurrency? That's the first issue. And then the second problem is, well, I have all this crypto. How do I spend it in the real world? We already have that solution in place. The ecosystem, when it's complete, will offer us an exchange where we can send our banking money and our credit card money onto the exchange. We can swap it for USDT. On the exchange, we'll be able to, as I say, offer it in the staking product to get up to 20% a year. You could swap or use the bots over there. You could order the card over there as well. So it's a full ecosystem that's been developed. Quite a few components are already available. There's great products there now until they come. I don't like futuring too much into the distance, but it's nice to see we have a company that's thinking with a 10-year mindset ahead, and very, very exciting times ahead. The last video I'll show you is using the cryptocurrency at ATM machine. So have a look at this. Okay, in goes the Aurum card. Balance. Okay, so there's 5,720 on the thing. Let's do a transaction. Let's take out cash in the machine. Let's take out other. Maximum 800. Correct. So the fee is $3.99. Half of 1%. Proceed. Half of 1%. These ATM machines that they're talking about, the technology already works. That was crypto for cash, but cash for crypto is the inverse of that. We'll be able to put cash into the machine and send crypto to your wallet. So exceptional products and more to come in the future. But that's it for tonight. I want to thank all of you for attending our presentation. Please do me a big favor. Get back to the person that was kind enough to share the link with you. They've thought enough of you to share this with you. If it's not for you, that's fine as well. Not everybody drives the same car. Not everybody wears the same brand of clothes. But for those of you that are interested, do your due diligence. Do get your very valid questions answered. And if you like what you see, we'd welcome you on board. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that's our presentation over. Thank you so much. And we'll see you all again on our next presentation. Thank you. Good night.